Have you ever wondered why some people seem to sail into their later years with a vibrant energy, while others feel like they're fighting against the tide? What if I told you that one of the most powerful secrets to a long and healthy life isn't in a new diet or a strenuous workout, but in the silent, sacred window between 3 and 5 a.m.? This is the time ancient wisdom traditions, particularly Chinese medicine, call the hour of the lung, a period when your body's energy is believed to focus on deep cleansing and renewal. During these pre-dawn moments, as the world sleeps, your body is primed for a powerful reset. This isn't just folklore. Modern science is beginning to understand how our internal body clocks, or circadian rhythms, govern everything from hormone release to cellular repair. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you really like what I'm doing here. I'm curious, where are you watching from? And what time is it for you right now? Drop it in the comments below. It's fascinating to see our community stretch across so many time zones. Now, let's explore the 5 proven habits that could transform these quiet hours into your personal fountain of youth. Habit 1. The breath of dawn. This brings us to the first, and perhaps most fundamental, habit. The breath of dawn. If you find yourself waking naturally between 3 and 5 a.m., don't fight it. Your body isn't failing you, it's calling to you. This is the time, as ancient wisdom tells us, that the energy meridian of the lungs is most active. Your system is trying to purge stale energy and toxins, and you can consciously aid this process. The air in these early hours is often the purest, coolest, and most oxygen-rich it will be all day. By simply engaging in a few minutes of deep, intentional breathing, you are giving your body the most essential nutrient it needs to begin its daily repair cycle. When you wake, instead of reaching for your phone or letting your mind spin with the worries of the day, stay in the comfort of your bed. Prop yourself up with a pillow and focus on your breath. This practice directly counters the morning cortisol spike, a rush of stress hormone that can contribute to high blood pressure, brain fog, and a sense of anxiety. Deep breathing sends a powerful signal to your parasympathetic nervous system, telling it to shift from a state of fight or flight into one of rest and digest, creating a cascade of calm throughout your entire body. Consider the story of a gentleman I'll call Richard, a 68-year-old former architect who was plagued by restless nights and woke every morning with a tight chest and a feeling of profound unease. He'd lie in the dark, his thoughts racing, convinced his health was declining. He started a new ritual. The moment his eyes opened in that 4 a.m. stillness, he would begin a simple breathing exercise. He would inhale slowly through his nose for a count of 4, hold it gently for a count of 7, and then exhale completely through his mouth for a count of 8. He visualized the cool, clean air entering his lungs and nourishing every cell, and the warm, stale air carrying his anxieties away with it. After just a week, he reported that the morning tightness in his chest was gone. He felt a sense of control and peace he hadn't experienced in years. Doctors still believe that this type of focused breathing is one of the most potent tools we have for managing our own physiology. For an even deeper effect, try diaphragmatic or belly breathing. Place a hand on your stomach. As you inhale, focus on pushing your hand up with your belly, rather than letting your chest rise. This engages the full capacity of your lungs and powerfully stimulates the vagus nerve, which helps regulate your heart rate and mood. This isn't just breathing, it's a conversation with your body. You are starting your day with a profound act of self-care, oxygenating your blood, calming your mind, and setting a serene tone before the world has a chance to rush in. Habit 2. The inner flush. After you have filled your lungs with the pristine morning air and sent a signal of calm throughout your nervous system, The next logical step is to perform an internal cleanse. This leads us to our second habit, the inner flush. Overnight, your body has been hard at work. Your liver has been processing toxins. Your cells have been repairing themselves, and your lymphatic system has been gathering metabolic waste. Now, all that cellular garbage needs a vehicle to be escorted out of your system. Think of your body like a city that has undergone its nightly cleaning. The streets are swept, but the refuse bags are sitting on the curb waiting for collection. Drinking a glass of warm or room temperature water upon waking is the collection truck. It awakens your digestive tract, signals your kidneys to begin their filtration duties, and hydrates your tissues after a long, dry fast of 6 to 8 hours. For those over 60, this is critically important. As we age, our blood can become slightly thicker overnight, and our kidney function less efficient, which can put a subtle but persistent strain on the cardiovascular system. A simple glass of water helps to thin the blood, ease the load on your heart, and gently kickstart your metabolism without the jarring shock of a cold beverage. Let's talk about Maria, a 72-year-old grandmother from a small coastal town who complained of persistent morning fatigue and a dull, nagging lower backache. She felt sluggish, and her skin lacked its former vibrancy. She assumed it was just an inevitable part of getting older. Upon my suggestion, she began a simple 2-part morning ritual. First, the breathing exercises we just discussed, followed immediately by slowly sipping 12 ounces of warm water with a tiny squeeze of lemon. She pictured the water as a warm, gentle wave, washing through her from the inside out, cleansing her organs and hydrating her cells. Within 2 weeks, the change was remarkable. Her backache had significantly lessened, a sign her kidneys were better hydrated and functioning more smoothly, and the morning brain fog began to lift. She said, "It feels like I'm giving my body a shower on the inside before I take one on the outside." She had more energy for her morning walks and felt genuinely more alive. Doctors still believe that chronic, low-grade dehydration is one of the most under-recognized stressors on the aging body. Your sense of thirst diminishes as you get older, so you can't wait until you feel thirsty to drink. By then, your body is already in a state of deficit. Keeping a pre-filled insulated thermos by your bedside removes any friction. The moment your breathing exercise is done, the water is right there. It's a seamless transition. For most, plain warm water is perfect. If you're not on any medication that would interact, a small squeeze of lemon can help stimulate liver enzymes. But it's not essential. This isn't about chugging water, it's a mindful practice. Feel the warmth spread through your core. You are consciously flushing out the old to make way for the new, setting the stage for optimal health before your feet even touch the floor. Habit 3. Meridian tapping. Now that you have cleansed your system with breath and water, it's time to awaken your body's own internal electrical grid. This brings us to the third habit, meridian tapping. You don't need to be an acupuncturist to appreciate that your body is coursed with energy pathways. After hours of stillness, this energy can become stagnant, leading to that all too familiar feeling of morning stiffness, aches, and a general sense of being disconnected from your own physical form. Meridian tapping is a simple, ancient technique of using your own fingertips to gently tap on specific points of your body to stimulate circulation, awaken nerve endings, and encourage the smooth flow of what traditional medicine calls qi, or life force energy. Think of it as gently knocking on the door of every room in your house to say, "Good morning. It's time to wake up." This practice is especially powerful for seniors, as it boosts lymphatic drainage to reduce morning puffiness and sends a wave of invigoration through the body without putting any strain on the joints. I remember working with a gentleman named Arthur, a 78-year-old retired postal worker who was deeply frustrated by the arthritis in his hands and the leaden stiffness in his shoulders each morning. He loved his garden. But the first hour of his day was a painful battle just to get dressed. He started a simple tapping sequence while still sitting on the edge of his bed. He'd use the fingertips of one hand to gently but firmly tap around his opposite collarbone for about 30 seconds. Then the bony ridge under his eyes. And finally, the fleshy part on the outside of his hands. He described the sensation as a low hum that started under his skin and spread through his limbs. After about a month of this 5-minute ritual, he told me with a twinkle in his eye that he was able to button his shirts without fumbling and could grip his trowel in the garden with newfound ease. He called it his self-starter. Doctors still believe that gentle physical stimulation is a cornerstone of maintaining healthy neuromuscular communication as we age. Tapping these specific points sends gentle vibratory signals through the fascia, the connective tissue that wraps around all your muscles and organs and directly stimulates the thousands of nerve endings just beneath your skin. This process helps to recalibrate your body's sense of itself in space, which can improve balance and coordination. To try this, use 2 or 3 fingertips and tap with the firmness you'd use to tap a ripe melon. Try tapping the very top of your head, then your sternum, the breastbone, and then the area just below your armpits. As you tap each point, take one of those deep, conscious breaths we talked about earlier. You are not just waking up your muscles, you are waking up your body's own innate healing intelligence, shaking off the residue of sleep and priming yourself for a day of fluid, comfortable movement. Habit 4. The gratitude ledger. Now that you have oxygenated your blood, hydrated your cells, and awakened your body's energy pathways, you have created the perfect, serene foundation for the 4th and perhaps most transformative habit, the gratitude ledger. In the profound stillness of the pre-dawn hours, your mind is uniquely receptive. It is poised between the dream world and the waking world, a state highly conducive to shaping your emotional tone for the entire day. For many over 60, this quiet time can be a double-edged sword. It can be a peaceful sanctuary, or it can be a breeding ground for anxieties about health, finances, or loneliness. The gratitude ledger is a conscious choice to steer your mind toward what is present and good, rather than what is absent or worrisome. It's a simple, powerful act of neurological redirection. By intentionally focusing on gratitude, you are actively choosing to stimulate the release of feel-good neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, while tamping down the production of the stress hormone cortisol. You are, in effect, rewiring your brain to default to peace instead of panic. Think of a woman I once knew, Eleanor, a sharp-witted 75-year-old who had recently lost her husband of 5 decades. The mornings were the hardest. The silence in her home felt deafening, and she confessed that her first conscious thought was often one of profound loss. It cast a long, gray shadow over her entire day. She began a ritual so simple it felt almost foolish to her at first. As soon as she finished her warm water, she would sit by her bedroom window, look out at the emerging light, and speak one sentence of gratitude aloud. Some days it was, "I am grateful for the sturdy roof over my head." On others, it was simply, "I am grateful for the memory of his smile." She called it finding the single coin of gold in a pocket full of dust. It took about a month, but she noticed a subtle shift. The heavy curtain of grief began to feel less suffocating. It was still there, but now there was also a window of light. She started her days not with a feeling of what she had lost, but with a quiet acknowledgement of what she still had. Doctors still believe that practicing gratitude is like a form of mental hygiene, as essential as brushing your teeth. It actively builds emotional resilience. The key is to make it tangible. You don't have to just think it, you should record it. Keep a simple, dedicated notebook, your ledger by your bed. Before your mind has a chance to drift to its familiar worries, write down 1 to 3 things you are genuinely grateful for. The act of writing engages different neural circuits than just thinking, embedding the feeling more deeply. It could be my comfortable bed, the bird singing outside my window, or the prospect of a warm cup of tea. It is a declaration that even in the face of life's challenges, there is still goodness to be found. This simple act reclaims your power, reminding you that while you can't always control your circumstances, you can always choose your focus. Habit 5. The pre-breakfast primer. Having calmed your mind and awakened your body, you have now arrived at the final ritual in this pre-dawn sequence, a crucial step that prepares your system for the nourishment to come. This is our 5th habit. The pre-breakfast primer. Think of your digestive system after a long night's rest like a dormant engine. You wouldn't start a cold engine by immediately revving it to its maximum RPMs. You let it warm up first. For those of us over 60, our digestive fire, as it's sometimes called, can be less robust than it once was. Hitting a sleeping digestive system with a large, complex breakfast can be a shock, leading to that familiar bloating, indigestion, and a feeling of heaviness that saps your morning energy. The pre-breakfast primer is a small, intentional offering that gently awakens your digestive organs, signaling them to begin producing the enzymes and bile necessary for efficient digestion. It's not a meal, it's the whisper that tells your body that nourishment is on its way. I worked with a lovely gentleman named Samuel, a 79-year-old retired professor who was frustrated with his own body. He would eat what he considered a healthy breakfast of oatmeal and fruit, only to feel bloated and sluggish by mid-morning. It felt like his food was just sitting there, a heavy lump in his stomach. He had plenty of energy for his intellectual pursuits, but his physical energy was low. I suggested he make one small change. After his breathing, water, and reflection, he was to consume a single teaspoon of high-quality extra virgin olive oil. He was to let it coat his tongue for a moment before swallowing. He was deeply skeptical. How could something so small make any difference? Yet, he tried. He described the feeling as a warm, silky messenger sliding down and coating his insides. After about 10 days, he noticed a profound change. When he ate his oatmeal about 30 to 45 minutes later, it felt different. It felt welcomed. The bloating disappeared, and his energy was noticeably brighter and more sustained. He had given his body the gentle cue it needed. Doctors still believe that this concept of priming the pump has real physiological merit. A small amount of a healthy fat is one of the most effective ways to stimulate the gallbladder to release bile, which is essential for breaking down fats and absorbing crucial fat-soluble vitamins from your upcoming breakfast. This simple act can dramatically improve your ability to extract nutrients from your food. This primer doesn't have to be olive oil. It could be 3 or 4 walnuts, a small slice of avocado, or a spoonful of soaked chia seeds. The key is that it is small, simple, and consumed mindfully after your other rituals are complete. It is the final, crucial link in the chain, the act that completes your body's reset and ensures that you are perfectly prepared to receive the day's fuel with grace and efficiency. And so, as the very first light of dawn begins to gently touch the horizon, your sacred window of time draws to a peaceful close. You have moved through a sequence that is both profoundly simple and deeply powerful. You began with the breath of dawn, drawing in life itself and calming your entire being. You followed with the inner flush, cleansing your system with the life-giving warmth of pure water. You then awakened your body's own vibrant energy with meridian tapping, gently knocking on every door to say good morning. With a clear body, you turned to your mind, choosing peace and purpose with the gratitude ledger. anchoring your heart before the day's waves could begin to crash. And finally, you prepared your body to receive nourishment with the pre-breakfast primer, a final, loving act of preparation. These 5 habits, woven together in the quiet solitude of the early morning, are so much more than a routine. They are a conversation, a quiet and loving dialogue with the very body that has carried you through so many decades. They are your personal declaration that you are not a passive observer of your aging process, but an active, conscious participant in your own vitality. This isn't about striving or pushing. It is about yielding to a gentler rhythm, one that honors the wisdom your body holds. You don't have to master them all at once. Perhaps tomorrow, you will simply begin with the breath. Allow that one small act of self-love to be enough. Let it settle into your being. And when you are ready, you can add another. You have all the time you need. This is your journey, and you are right where you need to be. You can do this. Keep going. Thank you for watching the video. If you find it interesting, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like or leave a comment if you have any suggestions.